What's up, guys? Crypto Savvy here. I hope everybody's having a fabulous Saturday. I'm going to try to make this video quick and show you why I believe we're still in a bull market. Also, I want to remind you guys, leave your comments in the comment section down below for your chance to win the free aluminum Bitcoin sign. There's two to choose from. All you got to do is leave your comment in the comment section down below. Make sure you're subscribed to the channel and hit the like button. I'll be doing a random comment pick on tomorrow's video, which is Sunday, so definitely don't miss out. Also, I want to remind you in the description below the video, there's a 100% free Discord group. Awesome community. Check it out. There's a link to it down there. There's also some affiliate links that really help the channel out. There's some exchange links down there that have bonuses if you sign up for them and make a deposit. They give you some money to trade with. Yeah, also, if you don't win the sign, my wife does sell them on her webpage, and I'll talk about that later. Let's get into the video. All right, guys, as always, I want to start out by saying I'm not a financial advisor. This is not financial advice. This is my opinion and my view of the market only. Anybody that's doing any trading or investing in this market, I suggest you do your own due diligence and your own research, as this market is extremely volatile and risky. Also, keep in mind it's still a speculative market. Do not put in more than you're willing to lose. And with that being said, if you're new here, you haven't already, definitely hit the subscribe button in the lower right-hand side of the screen. Tick the notification bell to get you notified when I post videos. I do post daily updates every single day. Also, smash that like button and leave your comments. Let's look at Bitcoin on the weekly. And as you guys know, I've been looking at this as a cycle, and I believe we are in phase 2 of the cycle, just like over here. I know some people are saying this, they think this is phase 3. I don't believe so. Reason being is, as you can see, after 1 we had a huge dip and then came up for 2. After phase 1 here, big dip, came up for 2. I do believe there's still a possibility we hit new all-time highs this year. One other thing I want to show you guys, I know people are concerned about. People are watching the 200 simple moving average. I don't use simple moving averages in crypto. I only use exponential moving averages, and as you can see here, we're being supported by the 55 EMA. If we do go below that, it is not the end of the world, and I will show you why. As you can see back here in what I believe to have been phase 2 back in 2012, we did dip below it on some weeklies. They just wicked down below and came right back up. So even if we do go below the 7,700, it's not the end of the world, guys. Even though I do believe the 7,700 is going to hold, in my opinion. Also want to point out in the RSI here on the weekly, you can see once we get up into here, this kind of we just keep riding up over above. I do believe that's what's going to happen here. Here is phase 2 over here, phase 2 over here, much bigger cycle. Again, the 55 EMA on the weekly, we are being supported. We'll see how this weekly closes. If it closes like this as a doji, I think that'd be all right. We could come back down for another test of this next week and continue back up. But let's look at Bitcoin on the 4-hour. We're going to take a look at just the more immediate price actions today. Try to keep the video kind of short. We'll take a look at the worst case scenario first, and that being the measured move of this whole thing as a descending triangle, which I don't believe it to be. I still believe this is a bull flag. But look at the measured move of where we broke down around the 9,300. And that would, worst case, get us down to the $4,500 range. I don't believe that's the case, guys. Here is another measured move, measuring just this here, the smaller one as a descending triangle, and measurement to where we broke down would get us down to the 6,300. Definitely possible, but I am still leaning more bullish here. I believe this was more of a fake out, getting people scared in here, kind of a shakeout. But that's my opinion. Make your own opinion. Let's take a look at one more. If we look at this from where we broke down at the 9,300 all the way down, and looking at this as a bear pennant, we would, if we broke down over here, and as you guys know, well, 6,300. So that's two things pointing to a possible $6,300 Bitcoin. But like I said, I'm still pretty optimistic here, pretty bullish. I do believe the 7700 is going to hold. Again, I could be wrong. If we do drop below that, we'll be looking at these lower targets. Let's look at the RSI. And if you guys belong to the Discord, you know yesterday when we broke down out of this wedge, I went short. And I do have a long position in too. I'll talk about that in a second. But looking at this falling channel, we came out of it into a rising broadening wedge, which we broke out of here. There is also a channel here. We'll take a look at it in the price action. But I do believe down here is going to be around, it's going to retest the top of this channel. And I do believe that's going to be around the 78.50 range or 78.73 range. And I'll show you in the price action. As you can see, I have this the channel in white here, the falling channel, and that's also the same as this one. And I do believe will most likely come down to the 78.73 range. I do have a long in here with a very tight stop loss, so just to let you guys know. But I am short right now. I did short yesterday, right in here, right up here around the one. I think it was 81.70 somewhere in there. I'm not 100% sure where it's at. But it is in profit right now, and I have my stops in profit. So let's look at this as a symmetrical triangle. And if we did a measured move of it as the symmetrical triangle, we already looked at the bearish scenario. Now the bullish would be if we broke out the top of it up here. That would get us back to this old support, become new resistance around the 9,300, which makes a lot of sense. But I do believe it'll most likely, let me get the RSI out of our way. Most likely it'll be, if we look at it as like an Elliott wave pattern, this would be A, B, coming down for C, D, E, and usually we break up from there. So that is possibly what I'm looking for, as long as the bottom of this triangle holds. But yeah, that's where I'm at with that. I also have this $8,600 range, which was measuring off of this as a bull flag, but let me get that off there, out of the way for now. I do believe if we break this, we are most likely headed up to the 9,300, just so you guys know. But yeah, if the 77 doesn't hold, there is another possibility. I drew a trend line off these two wicks. If we came back down over here, it could be around the 76.50 range before continuing up. But again, I believe this is going to hold. So yeah, let's look at Litecoin real quick. And I do want to remind you guys that my wife's webpage is up, inkyourimage.com. She does make t-shirts, coffee mugs, beer koozies, and here's the aluminum signs that you see in the beginning. So if you don't win, you can purchase them. There's a few different sizes for a few different prices. But also, I want to let you guys know she could put anything you want on these shirts, hats, coffee mugs, whatever, not just crypto stuff. So if you have any ideas for gifts or whatever, let her know, and you can contact her here. And yeah, let's go into Litecoin. Looking at Litecoin on the daily. Wait, one more thing on Bitcoin. Let's go back to that on the daily real quick. I forgot to point this out. In the RSI, we are in a falling wedge in the daily RSI. I do believe once we cross this resistance line here on the top of the wedge, we are most likely headed up to here, where we kept getting resistance on our bull run up here. So watch for that. If this trend line breaks, I believe that's going to be extremely bullish, guys. Okay, back to Litecoin. Looking at Litecoin on the RSI, same thing. Seems to be a falling wedge here. Or actually, you could look at it, clone this line, falling channel, with a couple little dips out of it here. Actually, we could put it all the way down. But yeah, anyways, we could definitely come down here. That would be our lower lows. If this breaks and come back down to test this, that'll be, you know, down to that $30 range. But I don't believe that's going to happen. It is definitely possible. Keep an eye on everything here, guys. Let's go into the 4 hour, and we'll do the same. Look at the RSI. As you can see, we were looking at this rising wedge. We fell out of, came up, tested it for resistance. Got resistance 3 times now. We could be shooting for one more attempt. And if you look at this, this looks kind of like a a rising wedge here, so we could come up, test it again, and then come down to lower lows. But let's look at the price action now and just see what that tells us. The same thing, same thing here as in Litecoin or Bitcoin. A, B, C, D, we're coming down for E. And if this breaks, obviously we're going lower. Let's take a look at the bigger measured move from where we broke down up here at the $71 range. Looking at this as a flagpole and this being a bear pennant, we could be headed down towards the 33. Now that's the bearish case scenario. Like I showed you, there is bullish case scenario too. There's one more bearish case that we just measure this as a symmetrical triangle, bring it down to where we may break down, and that gets us around the $46 range. Now if we were to break up from here, guys, the measured move is the $66 range, which is also the top of this falling wedge. If that breaks, I believe it's going to be pretty damn bullish, and we'll take a look at that in a second. But yeah, those are my targets out of here. The thing to watch here, guys, is this target. If we break above the 57.61 range, we're headed up to the 66 range, I believe. And if we break below the 55, I'd say 54.50 range, then we're most likely headed down to here. Let's take a measured move off that wedge real quick, just for fun. We measured the wedge, width of the wedge, and if we were to break out over in this area, that gets us up to the $123 range, which is confluent over here with old support and resistance. So that's where I'm at with that. Don't forget to check out my wife's inkerimage.com, and like I said, she can put anything you want on these shirts, signs, hats, coffee mugs, whatever. So it's a good gift idea. Anyways, yeah, appreciate you guys stopping by, watching the video, and I appreciate all your support for everybody that's been liking, commenting, subscribing, smashing the likes. I really appreciate it, guys. If you haven't subscribed already, you can by clicking the Crypto Savvy logo above my head. Make sure you leave your comments for your chance to win the free sign, Bitcoin sign. Smash the likes, guys. Leave your comments. Let me know if there's anything I can do to make the videos better for you. So anyways, thanks a lot for watching, and I'm out.